last TTC video update, then you know I was going into my 8th IUI cycle. We actually triggered Monday night, and I'm gonna put some clips. I'm gonna insert some clips of this trigger process because I have not had to use, I think it's called Novarel or something like that, where it's an intramuscular injection. I have not had to use that one for at least a year and a half now. So I had kind of forgot how long the needle was and how, yeah, just how long the needle was and how much pain it causes your butt once you get that injection. So I'm gonna insert some clips of me and Jason as we're going back and forth trying to decide on who's gonna do this shot, or basically I'm about to get an injection and I just keep turning around and I'm just acting so like I'm a big baby in this video. It is really crazy, but here it is.
All that jumping around.
You don't judge me.
Are you ready? Huh? Are you ready? Huh? Are you ready? Kamika, I'm gonna do it. Are you ready? Don't tense up. I'm about to do it. 1, 2, 3.
You have any question,
Yeah.
No.
It's all gone.
I actually started ovulating on day 10, which I've done that before, but I just felt like it was really early. But my lining was at like a 7.2. I had 2 follicles on my right side at a 17 and 18. So I went home and gave myself another FHS shot. And then, so usually I give myself my shots around like 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just basically whenever I remember. But it's generally in the afternoon. My doctor called me back after I'd already gave myself another shot of Gonal F, and she was like, well, this is what we're gonna need you to do tonight. We're gonna need you to do the trigger shot, and we're gonna need you to come back tomorrow. Jason was not abstaining because we did not think that our IUI was going to be this quickly, so we did not want to kind of waste the money getting his sperm wire. So the more you have sex, the lower your number is going to be. And you know, we had been like, we've been banging it out. We had just spent all this money on the medications that my insurance will not cover anymore, so we were kind of in a pickle. I've already showed y'all clips of the trigger shots. And you know, if you've seen any of my other videos or you've seen the intro to my TTC videos, you can see me casually give myself an Avadril shot. Like, it is nothing for me to give Gonal F, Avadril, or whatever. But that them intramuscular shots, those are not pretty. Like, my butt was sore for days. It is still somewhat, I think, yeah, I still feel a little sore. It was so sore that the next day, and it wasn't sore the night of because I had took some painkillers. Y'all don't understand how my ovulation feels. Like, I've already had this conversation with my doctor. She said it was okay to take some kind of pain medication whenever I ovulate because it is horrendous. Like, my ovulation is worse pain than my periods have ever been in my life. Like, usually when I ovulate, even without medication, my ovulation is horrible. Like, I'm usually laid up in a bed. Generally, I have to leave work if I'm working that day because I can feel it as it starts to increase and as the pain starts to increase, and like you can feel yourself just becoming heavier and heavier and just bloated and cramping, and it's not a good feeling at all to have. And so I had to leave work early on Monday because of that, and then I did not come to work Tuesday. It's probably good that I was at home because I was in pain those whole entire 2 days. Like, I was just drained, I was exhausted. And that's the thing with my ovulation, I always feel like I feel extremely exhausted after. I just feel just like a zombie walking around every time I ovulate because there's so much pain and there's so much agony on my body. So I hate to see how it's going to be one day when I actually do have a baby, because just thinking about ovulation itself and the pain that I feel then, and then comparing that like 1,000 times to having a baby, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Work, or I'm never there, or I'm always calling out, or I'm always sick, as they put it, because they don't understand this whole entire process. A person asked me the other day, because I told them I was just sitting around, and they were like, so why are your appointments always when you're at work? And I'm like, well, I can't schedule them for the days. I don't have a choice to when I schedule them. They have to get scheduled when they're scheduled. Because it's dependent on what my body is doing, not what I am doing at the moment. And they kind of gave me like some snide remark. It was like, well, you know your day's off, so you need to set it to whenever you're off. And, you know, I'm like, that is not how this treatment works. I don't know what you're doing exactly or what you're dealing with, but I'm glad that you can set your schedule. You can schedule your appointments to a leisurely time when you're off and you're available to do all this stuff, but I cannot do that. When you're on fertility treatments, for those of you who may not know, it's all about timing. It's all about perfect timing. So say I work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So generally I will have like my cycle day 3 blood work, and that'd be like I have to go by like 7:30 to the hospital, get my blood drawn. Then I have to go back to an appointment later that day. So it's like I'm constantly going back and forth to doctor's appointments while I'm trying to work. And people have started to just try to say all this stuff about me and just try to make it seem like I'm just not here and I'm not doing anything. And they don't look at all the stress that is causing on me. I just feel like people need to stay in their lane. Then you don't need to ask me about this no more. Like, really, if I wanted to share with y'all, I'm worried about how I'm going to pay for my next trigger shot. I'm worried about how I'm going to be able to afford IVF if we have to go down that road. Like, these are the things that are constantly on my mind. And then just the way they treat you because you're doing something that is not the norm for these type A personalities. It's just ridiculous. And I wish it wasn't like this. I really truly do wish it wasn't like this. I wish I was on a different shift, because working during the day and then trying to go to appointments during the day is hard as fuck now, because you feel like everybody's watching you and everybody's reporting stuff back to people, telling them that, oh, she's not over there, she's coming from Starbucks or something. Like, can I live? I just gave myself a damn shot in my stomach. I deserve some Starbucks. Let me go over and get some damn Starbucks. You know, it's hard to be a woman in a man's profession. And that's just the truth of it, because they will never understand. They will always look down on you.